Think AI's got all the answers? Might want to think again. 20 days ago, my throat felt scratchy. First, I tried warm water, honey, and some herbs we call Joshanda. It helped a bit, but then came the fever. I had so many tasks. Desperate, I Googled best antibiotic for throat infection. AI recommended a strong, fast-acting, and safe antibiotic. I ordered it online, took it, and boom, throat felt better by day 2. By day 4, I was back to my routine. Victory, right? Wrong. I started feeling bloated, couldn't digest food, and my sleep was a mess. My sister noticed and asked if I was okay, told her everything, and her husband, who knows meds, suggested probiotics. They helped a bit, but I was still off. Finally, I saw a doctor. She told me I took a dose for someone twice my weight and without stomach protection. AI gave me info, not wisdom, speed, not safety. Now I'm recovering, but my gut still isn't the same. Moral of the story, always consult a real doctor.
I used to think the dinosaurs just faded away, like they got old and disappeared. But then I read this one theory, and it still blows my mind. 66 million years ago, a rock the size of a mountain slammed into Earth. At 45,000 miles per hour, it hit what's now Mexico, and in seconds, oceans boiled, forests burned, and a fireball engulfed the skies. Sunlight blocked, temperatures dropped like crazy. Plants died, herbivores died, predators starved. In just weeks, 75% of life on Earth was gone. But here's the twist. Not everything died. Tiny mammals, hiding, surviving. They made it. One of them, our ancestor. So yeah, the dinosaurs' end was our beginning.
A total stranger I met in an airport gave me 5 travel tips that saved me over $1,000. I met James Fitzpatrick during a 15-hour layover in Istanbul. Mid-30s, solo traveler, dressed like he'd stepped out of an REI catalog. We started talking over burnt airport coffee, and he casually mentioned he'd been traveling nonstop for 4 years. Naturally, I asked, "How the hell do you afford that?" He grinned, pulled out his notebook, and said, 5 hacks. That's it. Changed everything. Here's what he told me, and yeah, I've used them since, and they actually work. Number 1 trick is, book flights on a Tuesday at 2 p.m., but set your location to another country. James swears by using a VPN set to Mexico or India when booking flights. I tried it for a trip from NYC to Berlin, $150 cheaper instantly. No joke. Number 2 trick is, never pay for water at airports. He carries a collapsible water bottle and always finds refill stations near bathrooms or lounges. I've saved more than I care to admit on $6 water bottles. Number 3 trick is, use hidden city ticketing, skip lagging. Booked a flight to LA with a layover in Vegas, but just got off in Vegas, which was my real destination. Illegal? No. Risky? A little. Effective? Oh yeah. Number 4 trick is, join flight deals groups. He saved $1,200 this way. He showed me a Telegram group called Secret Flying. I've flown round trip from Chicago to Rome for $320 because of that group. Unreal. Number 5 trick is, travel light equals travel free. James carries a 28L backpack. That's it. No checked bags, no waiting, no extra fees. He even cut off the handle of his toothbrush to save space. Sociopath or genius? Maybe both. We parted ways after a few hours, but I still keep his list on my phone. I haven't seen James Fitzpatrick since, but every time I walk past the check-in counter with 0 baggage fees and a smug smile, I think of him. Whoever he was, the man was a legend.
Zainab, who did not see divorce as defeat but as freedom. Zainab had been married for only 2 years, but it felt like she had been imprisoned for 2 centuries. At first, everything was fine. Her husband, Faraz, was cheerful, decent, and the apple of the family's eye. But 2 months into the marriage, when the doors began to close, his true nature started to reveal itself. Taunts over trivial matters, slaps, shoves. And when Zainab tried to raise her voice, her mother-in-law said, "This is the nature of men. You must learn to endure." When she told her parents, they said, "Daughter, do not bring family matters outside. Every girl faces difficulties at first. Everything will be fine." But everything was not fine. Every day, Zainab's body was bruised and her heart shattered. She smiled in front of everyone, and at night she quietly cried. She endured, only because of the thought, "What will people say?" Then one day her little daughter Miriam, who was only 4 years old, stood behind the door watching, as Faraz pushed Zainab hard against the wall. Zainab saw something in her daughter's eyes, fear. No, not just fear, a question. Is this normal? Will Mama always cry like this? In that moment, Zainab did not break, she awakened. That night, she packed her clothes and reached her parents' house. And the next morning, she prepared the divorce papers. Her mother cried. The neighborhood remained silent, and people whispered in hushed tones. Shameless, stubborn, today's girls have become headstrong. But Zainab ignored them all. For the first time, she was winning not for her daughter, but for herself. A few months later, she took a legal course and started taking small cases. Today, she is a lawyer, fighting for women who are going through the same oppression she endured. And every time she raises her voice for a woman in court, she repeats one thing in her heart. My daughter will never think that her mother learned to endure oppression. She will see that her mother learned to speak up. This story is not just about Zainab, it is about every woman who once remained silent, but one day stood up for herself.
वो सब कहते थे, लड़की को पढ़ाकर क्या करना? आखिर में तो शादी करके चली जाएगी। लेकिन मेरी माँ ने किसी की ना सुनी। मैं एक छोटे गांव में पली बढ़ी, जहां ख्वाब चमचों में नापे जाते थे और लड़कियों को बस चाय बनाने के काबिल समझा जाता था, ख्वाब देखने के नहीं। जब मैंने 10वीं जमात में टॉप किया, तो मेरे चचाओं ने तंज किया, बहुत होशियार बन रही है, कल को नाक कटवा देगी। एक दिन मेरी फूफी ने मेरे हाथ से किताबें छीन ली और कहा, ये सब छोड़ो, रोटी बनाना सीखो, यही तुम्हारा असल इम्तिहान है। इस रात में रोकर सो गई, सोचा सब कुछ खत्म हो गया। तब मेरी माँ चपके से मेरे पास आई, मेरे हाथ में किताबें वापस रखें और अपनी चोड़ियां भी। ब्रेक कहा, बीच देना, फेस करनी। उस दिन मैंने माँ की आंखों में ना डर दिखा, ना गुस्सा, बस एक जुनून अपनी बेटी को उड़ता हुआ देखने का। वो दिन भर दूसरों के घरों में काम करती थी, रात को वो मेरे लिए रोटियां बनाते, खुद कभी भूखी रह जाती, लेकिन मुझे हमेशा कहते, पेट भर के खाना, पढ़ाई करनी है। जब मैं इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में दाखिल हुई, तो कोई रिश्तेदार अलविदा कहने नहीं आया, बस वो मेरी माँ मेरे साथ खड़ी थी। फिर पहला जॉब मिला, अपार्टमेंट लिया और फिर अपनी कंपनी खोली। आज मैं 200 से ज्यादा लोगों को रोजगार देती हूँ, जिनमें वही चचा का बेटा भी शामिल है, जो कभी कहते थे, ये लड़की हमेशा बोझ ही बनेगी। पिछले माह मैं माँ को यूरोप ले गई। उनकी पहली फ्लाइट, पहला सफर। जब हम एफिल टावर पर पहुंचे, वो रोने लगे। मैंने पूछा, क्या मंजर बहुत खूबसूरत है? उन्होंने कहा, नहीं, मुझे वो दिन याद आ रहा है जब मैंने अपनी चोड़ियां बेची थी। आज वो ख्वाब पूरा हुआ है। मैंने उनका हाथ थामा और कहा, आपने सिर्फ बेटी नहीं पाली, एक विरासत बना दी है।
It started on the anniversary of her death. I was lying in bed, scrolling through old photos of her, my mom, smiling in the kitchen, flower on her cheeks, always singing. She died suddenly, heart failure. No warning, no goodbye. At exactly 11:03 p.m., my phone buzzed. One new message. Good night, Beta. Dream sweet. Red heart, I froze. That was her exact phrase, word for word. I used to get that message every night in college. I checked the contact. It was her number, the one we disconnected after she passed. I told myself it was a glitch, maybe some scammer spoofing the number. But the next night, it came again. Missed you today. Hope you're eating. Every night after that, 11:03 p.m. sharp, I'd get something new, something personal. Inside jokes, my childhood nickname, a photo of the stars we watched on our rooftop. I tried replying. No response. Just more messages. Finally, after weeks, I broke down and typed, "Who are you?" This time a reply came. "I'm wherever you need me to be. Just don't forget me." And then nothing. The messages stopped. But sometimes, when I'm feeling really lost, I set an alarm for 11:03, and I just wait.
I was always the fun guy in the group, the one who kept things light, cracked jokes, and paid for coffees when someone forgot their wallet. I thought I had a solid circle of friends. Then my dad died. It wasn't sudden, it was cancer, but the end hit like a brick. The funeral was quiet. I didn't expect everyone to come, but I guess I expected someone. No one from my group showed up, not even a text that morning, but Liam did. Liam wasn't part of my inner circle. He was more of a classmate turned acquaintance. We worked on a project once and occasionally talked about music. That was it. Yet on the morning of the funeral, he was standing outside the church, wearing a black shirt, holding a small bouquet, looking awkward as hell. I asked, "Why'd you come?" He said, "You want to stay back with me for 2 hours to help finish our project, even though your friends left." Felt like the right thing to do. I realized something that stayed with me ever since. A friend isn't always the one who laughs loudest beside you. It's the one who stands quietly with you when everyone else disappears.
When I was 7, I waited all day for my dad to come home. It was my birthday. Balloons, cake, presents, all arranged because of him. But by 9 p.m., he still wasn't there. Mom finally sat me down and said, "Sweetheart, he's trying. He's working 2 jobs, couldn't get away." I nodded, pretended to understand. But that night, I cried myself to sleep, still wearing my little party hat. The next year, Dad planned ahead. He booked the day off weeks in advance, picked me up from school, took me to the park, brought cake, balloons, a goofy crown he made himself. He didn't miss a minute. Now I'm older, and I finally get it. He didn't miss my birthday because he didn't care. He missed it because he cared too much to risk our future. That's the kind of love kids don't always understand until they grow up.
I am Bob, 28 years old, and this is my story. I was hired as a marketing coordinator. But instead of emails and branding, I was picking up his dry cleaning, driving his wife to her nail appointments, cleaning dog poop off his patio. Once, I missed a client call because I was carrying his wife's shopping bags at the mall. He even had me leave work to unlock his house because his wife forgot her. Not a slave. Then I walked. No backup job. No regrets. Some jobs pay in money. Cost you your self-respect.
No party invites. No tables. No one even saved me a seat. I was just there. Quiet. Average. Forgettable. At first, it hurt. Then it fueled me. I stopped trying to fit into places that didn't want me. Instead, I started building. Small wins, learning guitar. Reading, hitting the gym, teaching myself coding at midnight. Fast forward 2 years, I wasn't invisible anymore. I didn't have to scream for attention. My success spoke for me. Little steps, tiny victories. And the best part, I didn't glow up to make them notice. I glowed up so I could finally see myself.
It started in the school restroom during lunch. 3 girls from my class were huddled by the mirror, reapplying layers of lip gloss, mascara, and foundation. I walked in, barely wearing tinted sunscreen. One of them glanced at me and snorted. "Here comes Daddy's doll. No lashes, no liner, probably still needs permission to wear deodorant." They laughed. Loud enough for it to hurt. Another one said, "Bet she's not even allowed to post selfies without approval." I didn't say anything. Just washed my hands and pretended I didn't hear. But their words followed me back to class like shadows. Later that day, I looked in the mirror at home and wondered, why am I different? Why does my dad still treat me like I'm 10? Why can't I wear eyeliner like the others? Why do I feel like I'm behind? My dad is soft, protective, old-fashioned, maybe. He makes sure I eat. He texts me to drink water. He asks where I'm going and who I'm with. And he's always told me the same thing about makeup. You don't need it. Not yet. It's not about beauty, it's about pressure. And your skin? Growing. I never knew what he meant. Until I looked it up myself. Turns out, he was right. Wearing heavy makeup daily can cause breakouts, clogged pores, early aging signs especially for young skin still developing.
Some cause irritation over time and can strip skin's natural barrier. My dad wasn't trying to shame beauty. He was trying to protect mine. Still, the teasing hurt. So I told my mom. She said something I'll never forget: "You're not behind. You're just protected." Those girls were to feel seen. Some wear it because no one's telling them not to. Don't confuse freedom with neglect. Some kids grow up faster because they're raising themselves. She told me how classmates, the ones who used to mock others, regretted it later. "You're not too innocent," she said. "You're just lucky to still be." Now, when someone calls me daddy's girl, I don't shrink. I smile and say, "Yeah. He protects me. And I'm proud of that."
She walked into one of the city's most luxurious restaurants, dressed head to toe, designer labels, expecting a man who matched her style. Serving a table, smiling. "No way, that's him? I thought he was a big shot as he invited me here. Now I understand the whole story," she muttered, rolling her eyes. He walked over politely. "Hey, sorry, I'm filling in tonight. 2 waiters called off." She smirked. "So, you're a waiter?" "Well, not exactly," he began. "Yeah, no. See, I usually date men with real jobs. CEOs, founders, not guys who live off tips." He stayed calm. She kept going, tossing little jabs like it was sport. "You should have mentioned your status," she said. Then, right on cue, the manager walked over holding a folder. "Excuse me, sir. I need this week's payroll sheets." Her jaw dropped. "Of course," he replied, signing. The manager nodded. "Thank you, Mr. Carter." He looked back at her and smiled. Not smug, just peaceful. "By the way, I own this place. You judged me wrong, but my observation about you is not wrong. I cannot hang out with a person who judges other by looking at their appearances. Anyways, whatever you order tonight. It's on the house, but fortunately, I would not join you." He stood up. "Enjoy your dinner." And just like that, she was left sitting alone, her fast conclusion and showing her dark inner feelings.
I saw her steal a hot dog from a vendor's cart. Middle of the day. She just grabbed it and ran.